Greetings, Flosstube. It is Monday, February 25th, 2019. I am coming to you from the wild, nearly frozen tundra of Sunderland, Massachusetts. I just got home from work a little while ago and I was trying to get the groceries in, and I swear I had to be hit by a 65, 70 mile an hour wind gust. It was crazy. So I'm glad to be indoors, glad to be not having to go back out again tonight, and I'll be very glad when my husband gets home safely from work. But I just wanted to say hello and happy first Flosstube of 2019. It's been a while. I am not going to shoot a full-on progress video and everything now because I have a couple of subscriptions that I want to share with you, do an unboxing sort of thing. One is going to be my monthly Jodyri Designs threads that come from the UK. And then the other one that I really wanted to share is the Needlecraft Corner Picture This Plus Fabric of the Month. Now, this is a very rare thing because Picture This Plus doesn't do a lot of Fabric of the Month clubs or specials or sales. They do have a sale this coming Friday, March 1st, 20% off the new 2019 colors. For 24 hours only. So just thought I'd give you a heads up to that because it's really few and far between the Picture This Plus sales. I know at one point they did a Christmas in July and it got out of control real quick. So they put the skids on that. I think it was last year was the first year that they hadn't done it. And I can understand why. There's only so many of them, and hundreds if not 1,000 of us rabid cross-stitch Picture This Plus fans. And, you know, July 25th was the sale, and, you know, in November 25th and December 25th, they were still filling orders. So I totally understand why they don't do the sales like they used to. But Drema Austin, who runs Needlecraft Corner, she does a Picture This Plus Fabric of the Month. And this is I get the quarter yard 32 count Belfast, which is $28. It's $33.50 with shipping, and it's really worth the $33.50. Honestly, it's worth more than that in my opinion. Because first of all, when she sends you your package, you get 5 separate patterns, and I can't show them because it's just the pattern. But one is the Cricket collection, and I think she's going to be sending us a year's worth of the mittens, the mitten cross stitches. This one is the Baby It's Cold Outside. It says, Baby It's Cold Outside is a mitten in name only. It thinks it's an overcoat with big bold buttons to secure the perimeter against the chill winter wind. 3 buttons are needed. Any buttons of the appropriate size from Jabco's extensive offering would work. So that's a Cricket collection pattern. Then there's the Flower Heart, which is from, who did this one? Norden Crafts. No, Norden Crafts was the fabric. Who designed this one? It doesn't say, but there's a Valentine's flower. Then there's Erica Michaels did Valentine Tic-Tac-Toe. And Elizabeth's Designs did a simple Valentine greeting sign with some specialty stitches in it, satin stitches. Good Lord, folks, I can't talk. And then there is another snowman, which we got in the January. We got a snowman. This is called Snow Fun. It's by Little River Designs from Maryville, Tennessee. And it's a cute little snowman with a little pom-pom hat on. So, yeah, so you always get 4 or 5 patterns. And then you get the most adorably wrapped fabric. And then there's some other little goodie in there, too. The first month in January was the Ariel, which I used that to stitch Nutty Parade for my nephew. It's a real pretty pale blue. And I used the opalescent version of it. So I had already used that piece of fabric, so it was nice to have another piece in my stash. And then it came with a little ornament. Like, you can make a little round cross stitch and put it in this snowflake ornament. So I thought I would unwrap this on camera since I didn't do that in January, but January was a bad month. January was really, really crappy, and I'll get into that more in my full-fledged, full-on progress report Flosstube video. I guess I'm going to consider this one number 32A, or maybe it's 31 and a half. I don't know. So isn't that cute? All the little stickers. The owl reminds me of my goddaughter, because that's her father's favorite bird. So owls are a big thing in their family. Let's see here. What did she send us? She sent, oh, Helix, 32 count Helix. I have never actually used. I was actually on the site the other day because they've totally revamped the Picture This Plus website. I think it's actually picturethisplusretail.com now. And I was looking, they had a sale, like, if you use the first time you use the website, you got like 10% off the fabric. And I was actually looking at this one, but I didn't buy a piece of it. Oh, it's very, very subtle. It's kind of a greenish gray, I would say, but it's very, very subtle. You know, some of the pieces Picture This Plus has is really like in your face with all the different color variations. But this is really, really pretty. Kind of a antique gray, I guess you'd say, because it's kind of like a greenish gray. But that'll be really pretty for like anything. And like I said, this year's theme was neutrals. So it's always good to have a neutral in your stash. Oh, and she sent a cute little notebook with a matching pen. You could use that to, you know, make a log of your cross-stitch projects. I'm a sucker for notebooks, so I will find a way to use this. And I like that pen too. Matches the notebook. So see, for $33.50 you get quite a lot, and you know, you can't buy Picture This Plus in a Fabric of the Month or on sale very often at all, so definitely worth it. This is a fabric I'm going to really enjoy using. Because the real reason I joined this, Fabric of the Month club late last year, was because I realized that I have very few neutrals. The neutrals I have I'm already using, and I tend to kind of gravitate toward the wilder, darker Picture This Plus fabrics, depending on what project I'm stitching on them. So it'll be nice to enhance my neutral stash. So that's that. And at the end of the year, she'll do sign-ups again for the Fabric of the Month Club for next year. And I had to call and give her my address and my debit card information, and then what fabric I wanted. So she's a low-tech lady. She's still, Needlework Corner still has an AOL email address, and I love that because guess what, folks? I still have an AOL email address. So then here is the Jodyri Designs threads for February. Now, being that they come from England, it takes a while. Let me, you know what, I'm going to commit a cardinal sin. People are going to be clutching their pearls and falling over in a dead faint, but I'm just going to snip the plastic with my sewing scissors. Yeah, my mom, wherever she is right now, she's probably swooning when she hears that I cut plastic with the sewing scissors. I never could understand when I was a kid why she would get upset if we used her needle nose scissors for stuff other than fabric, but now that I'm a cross-stitcher, I understand. Fortunately, my husband knows not to touch my sewing scissors. He really doesn't get anywhere near my stash anyway. Oh, let's see. This theme for this month looks, well, there's an outlier. There's a couple of outliers. There's 3 sweet treats, 1 flower, and 1 that I would call Attitude Flash. The Attitude Flash one is called Bruised Ego. It's a purpley grayish mottled kind of, I don't know how the color is going to show up on this. I'm going to try to start using my phone more to shoot videos. Now that I can actually shoot a video that lasts longer than, say, 2.5 minutes tops. I wised up and I got an SD card, and it has made all the difference. So hopefully from here on out I'll be able to shoot my videos, even my real long ones, on my phone, and you won't have to worry about jinky webcam and lighting and all that. So here's the one that is the floral related one. This one's called Hyacinth Macaw. Oh no, it's not flowers, people. It's a bird. a hyacinth macaw. Okay. Well, I need to read labels. I need to read labels better. This is hyacinth macaw. And it is gray and orange. And then this one gets into the sweet treat bit of it. This is cafe au lait, which is beautiful mix of browns and a little bit of gray with a slight scotch of peach in it. Then my favorite kind of ice cream, and it has been for decades, Neapolitan, the chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla ice cream. Although I had a friend, and it's funny because my husband's the same way, I had a friend in high school whose family would buy it and eat the flavors separately, and I'm like, why do you do that? Why don't you just buy chocolate or strawberry or vanilla? And they were like, well, that way you get all three at once and you can just eat whichever one you want. I'm like, no, you eat them all together. That's the point. My husband's the same way. His family bought it because his dad liked strawberry, his mother liked vanilla, and he liked chocolate. So can't knock that. I mean, it does save money and makes sense. But this is a pink and yellow and brown. And then cookies and cream, of course, as the name implies, is brown and kind of a creamy beigey tan. So those are the 5 threads for this month. Now, I'm going to mention it in my next actual real Flosstube video, but I am working on the Flower a Day Stitch Along, the Carolyn Manning Flower a Day Stitch Along, and I'm doing that with Cajun Mama 74, also known as Angie, on Instagram, and I'm using all my specialty threads, so I have like a metric crap ton of Jodyri Designs threads now, and all kinds of different crazy colors, and I'm just going with it. I'm just saying, you know, whatever it looks like. If it's a brown flower, it's a brown flower. If it's a black one, and I've got a gorgeous black and red Jodyri Designs that I've used once already. It's like, yeah, black and red flowers, why not? You know, green, brown, whatever colors, all the rainbow is going to go in this piece. So these will be pretty. I think so far now my favorite, as far as neutral threads goes, is probably the Cafe au Lait, because I really don't have a lot of brown specialty threads. Most of the specialty threads I have are the wild colors. But I really like the Bruised Ego too, and that's such a great name for a thread. I've been thinking about stuff like that lately. Don't ask me why, but it's just, that's brilliant. So anyway, so that is the February Thread of the Month from Jodyri Designs, and the February Picture This Plus Fabric of the Month from Needlecraft Corner. So I promise I'll be back soon with an actual legit full-on progress video, because trust me, after the holidays when I wasn't working, I'm temping now, but the first 3.5 weeks of January I did nothing but stay home and cross stitch and go out and take walks when the weather was decent. So I do have a lot of progress and a lot of things to show. I did finish My Heart is Full of Flowers and beaded it. That was my finish on January 4th. So I'm looking forward to showing that. My little smalls, some patriotic stitching, the Flower a Day Stitch Along. There's a metric crap ton of stuff, guys. So stay tuned, and until next time, I wish you happy stitching and a happy life. See you soon.